everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Summer, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this natural, customizable pageant makeup look right here. This pageant makeup is good for stage makeup, for photo shoots, for appearances, for interview even. So if you're interested on how to do this look right here with minimal products, then make sure to keep watching. Just a quick disclaimer, I am in no way a professional. I am just a contestant. This is tips that I have picked up from makeup artists over the years. I'm not saying this look will make you win or lose your pageant, so definitely don't take it that way. This is really customizable, and make sure you look into the pageant system that you are competing with. Also, the makeup rules. There are so many factors that go into winning a pageant and competing in a pageant. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're watching. I know 55% of my viewers who watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you are one of those 55% of people, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you like today's video. Otherwise, without any further ado, let's get right into the video. I feel like there is a very common misconception where pageant makeup is very similar to regular everyday makeup, and then some people think it is completely different. I would say it's a mix between the two, so it's kind of the same as everyday makeup, meaning you use the same products, but you get a different result in the end. Starting off today's look, I'm going to take my Lorac Mini Matte Pro palette and take the shade probably Latte mixed with Corduroy, and start doing my brows. I do my brows first because I feel like it's easiest for me, and if I mess up, I don't have to take off all my foundation. If I'm looking over here, it's because I have a mirror. Pageant makeup could take anywhere from an hour and a half to 30 minutes. I've had somebody do my makeup in actually 20 minutes, and then I went on stage right after. So it really just depends on the person that you're working with, or if you're doing your own makeup. I definitely try to book a makeup artist for every pageant that I go to, but if it's just a local or something like that, then I know that I am capable of doing my own makeup and completely being confident in the makeup that I have on, which I think is the most important part in pageantry, is just to be confident with what you're wearing and what you have on. Another thing about pageant makeup is, guys, you don't need a whole lot. For example, I use my foundation to carve out my brows every single day. I personally use the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour matte coverage foundation. Honestly, I just pop this off and then take a concealer brush like this. Honestly, it's not clean, sorry. And then I squirt a little bit out onto the brush like this, and then I start carving out my brows. Now, because pageant makeup is meant to enhance your features, I am not going to carve out the top of my brow. Instead, I'm going to finish off with some foundation. A common misconception that I've heard of people doing for stage makeup is to do a darker shade of foundation. I would just recommend putting a color foundation that matches your skin tone, and then really bronzing up your face, unless you have a spray tan. That is completely different. It's a really common misconception within pageantry to go darker because the stage lights wash you out, and they do, which is exactly why some bronzer would fix that problem very, very quickly. Alright, so now that we have our foundation and our brows done, this is where your makeup can really start to differ depending on where you are going, whether it's an appearance, a photo shoot, on stage, or for interview. So I will be doing the photo shoot makeup because I have a photo shoot this weekend, and that's what I'm practicing for. But I will also explain to you guys how you can get a stage makeup look and an interview makeup look. Let's get right into the next step, which is going to be bronzing and contouring. Just kidding, the next step is not bronzing and contouring, it is powdering. And for that, I am taking the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade 10 Fair Light, aka my pale shade. I'm just gonna take a dry nude beauty blender and dip it into some of that powder. This is going to be the same regardless of what you're competing in, whether it's interview or going to an appearance or even volunteer. You don't want your foundation to start to separate because of the oils on your face. We're going to dab most of this powder in. It is okay if you leave some out, like you can see that I'm doing. I leave it on the side of my nose just because I want to contour my nose a little bit. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but that just really brightened up my face. I am going to leave, like I said, the excess on just for a little bit longer, just to make sure all of it is set in place. I'm going to take this flat brush and dip it into what's left of the setting powder, which is honestly not a lot, and just go all around my face to make sure everything else is set in place. Now our next step is to bronze and contour. So I'm just taking my Hoola bronzer and dipping my brush into it. Now if you're going to interview, you definitely want to keep this step super light, maybe just a bronzer instead of a harsh contour. Just taking a bit of bronzer and putting it on. I feel like, honestly, with a bit more product, I would stop here for interview. But because it's a photo shoot, I'm going to keep going just a little bit more. Here's where I'm going to stop for the photo shoot. However, if it were for stage makeup, I would take a cool toned contour shade and put it on the inner hollows of my contour just to make my cheekbones pop a little bit more and really go in with my contour. I think I will pop up a photo right here of what I looked like before stage. I know it's so crazy to think about and so like weird in pictures, but honestly it looks so good on stage. I will pop a picture of me on stage, same night, same makeup. It's crazy what it does. I'm so serious. So guys, definitely trust the process. If you feel like you look a little crazy, you probably do to a naked eye, but on stage you're gonna look great. We're going to move on to blush. Now my blush is even more broken than it could have possibly been. I take the blush. Now, once again, this is going to differ on the event that you go to, but I'm just going to take it and put it along the apples of my cheeks. I feel like for interview specifically, blush is something that you can get away with. I am blending it back here because I feel like it is a little more glam. Moving right along into eyeshadow, I'm going to use arguably one of the best palettes ever created just because it is so versatile through pageantry, through bridal, through everyday makeup. It is, of course, the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette. This is your neutral goals. This is every shade that you could possibly want for a bride, for pageantry, for everything. All of my makeup artists that I have had with pageantry have or use, or both, this palette. Taking the first shade, I already know it by heart, it is called Silk Cream. Going to tap it and then dust off the excess. I'm going to just blend that right into my crease and get that all the way throughout my eyelid. Taking this shade right here, I like it because it is a cool tone brown, and dipping my brush very heavily into it. I'm going to take this shade Pooter, is it Pooter? The shade Pooter into my lower crease and not blending it past my crease, not blending it as far up. Now I have switched out my bigger fluffy brush for a slightly smaller blending brush, and I'm going to take, I always forget what it's called, Central Park. I'm going to take Central Park down here and add the tiniest bit to my outer corners, and my outer corners only. I didn't even mention, I would stop if you're going for interview. I would stop after the second shade. Definitely don't add the third one, and just go on and tightline your eyes. However, if you are going on stage, add a lot more Central Park to your outer corners. For my photo shoot, I feel like this would be good enough. So I'm going to stop here and tightline my eyelid. So if you don't know what that means, you basically tightline your lash line on the top of your eye. So I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. We're back and we're tightlined. So I have tightlined my eyelid on the top, basically just defined my lash line a little bit more, and this is just to prep for the lashes that we're going to be putting on. Honestly, I don't know if the tightline shows or not. I'm going to pop on a pair of lashes and I will be right back again. Okay, so I don't know what kind of day it is, but I feel like it's the type of day where I just forget everything because I didn't mention that I put on mascara and I didn't film that part. So I put on mascara and then I glued on my lashes. I don't really like to go super heavy on my lashes just because I feel like it's supposed to be an enhancement of your natural lashes. So I pick the Ardell Demi Wispies. Those are my all-time favorites, but I've also given into the Ardell regular Wispies or the Kiss lashes. I just use drugstore lashes, guys. It doesn't have to be expensive at all. So definitely use the Ardell Demi Wispies if you haven't already. Those are amazing and I absolutely love them. So that's actually what I have on right now. These are a really well worn pair. I actually just ripped out a piece of lash that was supposed to go there. And now I'm going to try to put on a teensy tiny bit of highlight and we'll see where we go from there. Taking my finger and just dipping it into my Urban Decay Naked Illuminated, I'm just going to dab on the tiniest bit of highlight. If you're going to interview, I definitely recommend a really, really natural glow, something like that, if you really want to, but I usually go to interview pretty matte just because I don't want anything to distract the judges from what I'm saying to them. So I feel like this highlight for me is done. Now it is time to take care of these crusted, dusted, busted lips. So I'm putting on some chapstick. Now I have shown you guys this lip combination in a previous video, but I haven't told you guys this is actually my winning lip combination. That's what I called it when I mixed all of these colors together pageant weekend. And it somehow got me to the top and it didn't fail me. This is actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the NYX lip liner in the shade Urban Cafe and line my lips very lightly. Over top of the chapstick, by the way. I don't focus too much on the shape, although I know I should be a little better about it. I just don't. Then, do not wipe your chapstick off. I don't know how I came up with this. I think I was just in a rush. Taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade So Hollywood, or just Hollywood, I don't remember. Blending that in with the chapstick and the lip liner. Finally, taking my lip gloss. This is the Lipstick Queen one that I use in Altered Universe. I really should start learning the names of everything that I use because I use it every day. And putting a good amount. Well, it seems like a good amount, but like honestly, I'm out of this. Alright guys, lips are done. That is honestly how I did my lips for pageant weekend. And that's what it worked out to be at a natural pageant. So I feel like this is the completed look. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and you got a little more insight into pageantry and how pageant girls do their makeup. I am not a makeup artist, but these are the tips that I have picked up from watching makeup artists and just being around them for a couple years straight. I am working on some new content for you guys, and that new content does include a lot of pageant content because I am going to NAMM Nationals 2019 as the Miss Virginia teen, so I am so excited to be filming all of that for you guys. If you guys liked today's video, then be sure to give it a big ol' like. If you want to see more of my face and more of my uploads, more pageantry, more modeling, more anything like that, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. As always, all my social medias will be linked down below. Feel free to message me on my Instagram. That is probably where I will respond the fastest. So message my Instagram. It's linked down in the description. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.